Hi, it's Gila Nehemia, sacred erotic self-love poet, mentor, and mystic. I hope you can hear me. I am really, really excited today to talk about body wisdom. Part of my whole journey has been about body wisdom, totally listening to my body. Some of the questions that I asked today were, do you like using your body? Do you feel that you trust the signs and feelings that you receive from your body? And what I mean by using is really just to get in touch with your body. Do you listen to your body? Do you like moving with your body? It's a really important part of my life, is to connect with my body. And I love this Nietzsche quote that I found today, Friedrich Nietzsche. If any of you study philosophy, there is more wisdom in your body than in your deepest philosophy. And, if you know anything about Nietzsche, he was an amazing philosopher, a lot of existential ideas. Hi, Z, thanks for joining. There is more wisdom in your body. I mean, wow, what a concept, right? But because we inherit so much information, DNA from generations, a lot of trauma, a lot of feelings, a lot of experiences are held in our body, even if we haven't experienced them in our current daily life. Meaning in our human experience from however old you are. So it's passed down, recently I was reading a book about how our fears, when we have a fear, let's say, of stepping out or speaking out or writing or being in a group environment where we're actually saying our truth, we might feel like right here, like it's really frightening. It's almost like it's death, it's like that heavy. And I want to share that that's completely natural. That is something that has been inherited to you, because probably our ancestors, our moms, our grandmas, our great grandmothers, generations before, they may have been persecuted for something that they had said, and you're carrying that with you. But the wonderful thing is that we can move through that. And what I actually wanted to do was actually do a little bit of movement. So right now, it's going to kind of talk about my 21-day challenge. I wanted you to stretch a little bit. So even if you're just wherever you are, even if you're at work, just putting your hands up to stretch, stretch your arms, just like to stretch out, just a little bit. I do actually this where I stretch up in the morning on my toes, and then I stretch to the side. And why am I doing this? So that we can open up to more, allowing, releasing, and also just a little bit of shaking we could do if you're at home, or even if you're just listening in, like just a little bit of shaking, just even 10 seconds. It doesn't have to be long, but just shaking, shaking your head, shaking your body, moving your shoulders, like just shake it out. And it's totally important to shake so that you can just move out energy again. So whatever moves you, just shake it out, do it to music. It's really, really fun. And I hope you participated with me. And those of you who are listening on the replay, definitely do that, because it's really, really important. What about erotic enlightenment? Great question, Z. So that's actually part of body wisdom. This is a question that Z asked. So what about erotic enlightenment? Yeah, so your body knows what you're desiring. That's part of the body wisdom. And many of us, maybe we like to be physical. We like dance. We like to be open, and we like to use our bodies for pleasure. And that is totally part of your own feelings of pleasure and of really, getting into joy. It actually was my passageway. Just a little bit of background on me. That was my passageway into my transformation, into my spiritual awakening, was through my desire. And I allowed my body to lead me. And that was my own body wisdom, leading me to a space that I didn't even know I could have, but I desired it and I listened. So that was part of what I'm talking about today, is, are you listening to your body, to what it needs, in terms of food, and also in terms of desire. And that could be with a partner, or as you're thinking about a partner, you can be conjuring up ideas. So allow your body to lead you to the next step. But how do you trust it is the next question you might be asking. Or if you have another question, definitely ask it here, because I'm here and I'd love to hear what it is. So how do you trust it if you maybe been disappointed or not had very fulfilling relationships, something like I have had? So the way I trusted it was to actually listen and become very aware and present with myself and eventually another. But first and foremost was loving myself and just being with myself alone. It was really important for me to be alone and not in a relationship for a while. And when I did that, and even in a relationship, to separate for a while and just kind of be yourself, be your own person, and not have to have this constant, dependency. So for me, it was moving out of codependency and moving into sovereignty. But we're not going there yet. We're just talking about our body and listening to our body and our body's needs. So if you are feeling like you want some more desire, you want some true love and real opening of your heart, allow your body to tell you what it needs. Sometimes it needs relaxation. Sometimes it needs healing. Sometimes it needs to be physical, like you're working out. Sometimes it needs to be in nature. Listen. How do you know? Your body's going to tell you if you have an ache and pain. When we were traveling, my kids and I were traveling in India, and sometimes I was carrying back up. It was really, really heavy. And so what I did was I actually decided to do yoga to really allow myself to stretch and release the pain. And it was really important to do that. So I'm recommending you listen, take a bath, do whatever your body's needing. And that will be amazing. So Z has another question. Do you have an affirmation that will help ground into uplifting our inner child? Yeah, I do have an affirmation. I was actually going to be talking about some affirmations today. So this whole thing about listening to what your body needs, as like children, even our inner child inside of ourselves, many times we need comfort, warmth, connectedness. And that's when we can actually affirm to ourselves that you are loved. I deserve compassion. I deserve comfort. I deserve warmth. I deserve true love. So whatever you feel is coming out to you, those are just a few. I deserve to be taken care of. And then you can pamper yourself. I deserve to be pampered. If you feel like you want a manicure, a pedicure, or even want to do it for yourself, give yourself the time to self-care. I deserve a bath. I deserve time for myself. I deserve time to have joy. I deserve time to play. And playing is a form of dancing. It's a form of being with your friends. Allow yourselves to give yourself that time. Even, intimately, if you want to touch yourself, I deserve to have time to explore my body. And that is totally amazing. Like I said in one of my earlier videos, like in the shower, I just totally admire myself. I love my body, like a little child exploring their body. They don't know exactly what it does. Because I haven't experienced anything yet. You're like 6, 7, 8 years old. You don't know, it's fun. You're like, oh, wow, look at this, but we do, especially in our sexual area, we don't even know everything about that. And we're going to get more into that when I go into the self-love challenge. So we will go there when we get there. But I wanted to share a few other things, but I have another question from Z. Thank you so much for asking questions today, Z. Do I suggest any multivitamins or minerals? I would just say whatever you are feeling, take that. I don't have any specific suggestion. Everyone has different diets and different things that they need. So allow yourself, like I love yogurt, for example. And so now I make my own soy yogurt in the house. So that is really important that I have those probiotics for my diet, for my body needs. If I need more calcium, I'll maybe I'm a vegan, so I'll go to the particular fruits and vegetables I need it, or I do take a multivitamin. So it really depends on what your needs are. So you go to the pharmacy or wherever you want to go, and look and feel what is being, what are you being called to? Use your intuitive sense and look and read what's on it. You can use your both your mental and your physical and heart to totally like come into what is it you need, and ask your angel, say, what is it I need? What can help me to be more energetic, or what can help me to be more connected to myself? And you will be shown the answers. One more question from Z. Thank you. Do you agree that leaving domestic violence behind can be an emotional and spiritual uplifting? Of course I do. Thank you for that question. As you know, I have been in that situation, and my late husband passed away. And so honestly, that was a gift. It was a blessing. And it was definitely very tragic. I never want to see anyone, pass away or die from a disease. But to be honest, really, I was able to explore myself, my freedom, and really see things from a different light. So for me, it was, but that has to do with also doing the inner work. So it's not just about the leaving of it, which is definitely very empowering, because then you're like, okay, I could, you have a whole life ahead of you. But it's also a lot of healing, because a lot of that, is in our body now. It's stored in our cells, and we have to allow it to let go of it and let go of the triggers. So that's part of the affirmations. Again, we're going to be doing some healing that comes with the intimate affirmations, which is why it's all about the body. So thank you for that question. And please let me know, see if I'm answering your questions, or if you have more. I see some more, so I'll definitely answer them. Uploving us, I'm sorry, into an empowered, divine, feminine, blissful surrender. Yes, that has been my own experience. I've up-leveled into, the divine feminine, and now I am in the mode of balancing both my feminine and masculine energy. So it's not one, it's always an ongoing motion to be in the flow and in balance. But what I have really focused on in my own life is speaking up, because right here I was really choked up due to not just the domestic abuse in my household, but also just in my life. I always felt very closed here in my heart, in my throat, and my heart didn't always feel open. So that was something I worked on. And it was something I really needed deep healing, as well as a mentor to really help me. So thank you for all of those questions. If anyone else has a question, please let me know, and definitely ask questions. Even in the replay, I'll be answering them. I'm really thankful that you've asked them. And I wanted to also share some things. So the shaking and the things that I did in the beginning, if you didn't watch, definitely go to the beginning to watch the shaking and the stretching. Because that really helps to release, and that can be a practice for you. Listening to what your body needs, which I talked about, and Z asked about the inner child, affirming that, saying that I deserve to be taken care of. I deserve a massage. I deserve a pedicure. I deserve to be cherished. I deserve to take care of the sacred temple that is my body. And those affirmations are really powerful, because that also tells your subconscious mind that you deserve more care. And then you will be drawn to that. So affirmations are super, super important. I use them all the time. One moment, Z, before I answer the next question. And then allow yourself to take inspired action for whatever your needs are, which was the next step, which I was also just explaining. So if you're telling yourself, I deserve to be pampered, I was just telling myself, I deserve a massage. And I didn't know who it was. And then a friend of mine, just told me, she opened up her massage clinic. So that was just divine timing. But I told myself I deserved it. I told myself I desired it, and then it came through. So that's just an example that you can use as well. I wanted to just talk a little bit about the 21 days. I'm going to be going through the entire body, from your hair all the way down to your feet, focusing on your heart. And I'll put this in the YouTube details afterwards, but really just going through the entire body. And we're going to go through a number of exercises every day. It'll be a similar type of technique that I use daily, so that you can get an idea and it becomes very consistent. So the techniques I wanted to share again with you today were the stretching, Your whole body, your legs is shaking. Breathing. We didn't do that yet, but let's take a breath right now. Let's just take 3 deep breaths. Take it in and take it out. When you breathe out, make a sound. And with each breath, I make an intention that I breathe in love and I breathe out any stress. And listening to yourself is so important. Hearing your own voice, hearing your breath is very important, especially if you've experienced any type of trauma, because that allows you to open. So it's super, super important. And what we also talked about already were affirmations. I love my body. My body's amazing. I am so thankful to be in this body. Thank you, please more. You could say a few more gratitude statements. And of course, as we mentioned earlier, listen to what your body is telling you. So Z also asked, so do you think aromatherapy and aura baths with organic essential oils are helpful? Yes, definitely. Again, listen to yourself. If that is calling to, especially because it takes in the sensory, so it's a smell, and that is very calming. I use lavender, and I put it on myself, and I just put it today. So I love the smell. It's a very calming oil. I also have other essential oils that I use, and it's very calming to me. So I recommend doing that. And if you're feeling the urge to, definitely look into the treatments in your area and figure out what would make sense for you. So I love your questions, Z. Thank you so much for asking them. And anyone else who may have any questions, please let me know. On Friday starts a 21-day self-affirmations, the Intimate Self-Affirmations for self-love. And that's the 11th. So I'll be coming on every day at 5 o'clock. And I will be doing, it'll be very structured. We'll be doing some movement, some breathing, some affirmations. And then I'll actually be adding in a writing piece. So you can either write straight here, or you could share the reflections later. But it's very important to reflect, even after today. If some things are coming up for you, definitely reflect upon it, because that's where the healing actually happens, in the reflection and the processing. So I'm so glad those of you who joined, and I'm so happy that you asked all these questions. I'm really, really happy, because you know what? Your questions are the questions of so many other people. So I am honoring you for asking them. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Witnessing you in your power, and really just being glad that I could be on this sacred journey with you. If anyone wants some more information about me, you could definitely go on to my website at gilanahemya.com. And if you're feeling called from this conversation to book a call with me, I have 15-minute and 30-minute calls. So you can book a call with me and we can get into a deeper dive. And I also have a 1-month writing course that might be calling to you to truly get into. I use writing as a medium of healing, as well as some of the other techniques that I have been talking about. So if that is really calling to, definitely go onto my website and you can look at all the details about my writing course. So I'm so, so happy that we had this sacred time together. I will be on again tomorrow at 5 my time, 10 a.m. Eastern time. So I look forward to seeing all of you there, and all of you who are watching on the replay. Try to come in live. And again, the self-affirmations are going to be live starting on December 11th. So I'm so excited. And another reason why I'm really excited is because it's in lieu, as we are moving into the solstice, the winter solstice for the Northern Hemisphere, which is a huge opening for us in terms of light code. So why not up level together, really open up to all of our gifts and our talents, and allow ourselves together to release the fear, release the pent up, trauma that's in our cells. It's an ongoing process, but every little bit counts. And that's why I'm doing it for 21 days, so it can become a habit for you. And when we do it together, it sends such an amazing vibration to the universe. So I'm so thankful. Those of you who are watching or watching on the replay, I'm just really grateful that you're here and that you're on this journey and that we're opening up into the new earth. It's already here. We are just moving our stories out of the way so we can totally receive it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Namaste, Shanti, Shalom. Have a beautiful, beautiful day.